Hey, Shelly from Best Buy Canada's blog. This week I'm testing out the Breville Sous 16 Pro. The Breville Sous 16 Pro is a food processor, but it's a food processor that can do a lot more than you think. It comes with these included blades, and these blades will pack up in this really cool carrying case or storage case. And it also comes with a paddle and a brush that you can use to clean your food processor. So this is a very heavy duty food processor. It weighs 11.8 kilograms, which is around 26 pounds. So it's definitely not lightweight. That being said, it's pretty compact. And if you wanted to store this on the countertop, I don't think you'd have any problem doing so. This bucket, that comes with two buckets, the outer bucket will shred up to 16 cups, and the inner bucket is great for smaller items. So if you're just going to shred carrots for a soup or something like that, this would work for that. There is a dough blade and a processing blade. So you can see that, super sharp. This is the mini chopper blade. And it also comes with a bunch of different shredding discs. So there's a julienne disc in here, a French fry disc. It's pretty cool, actually. If you can see, it has slots on it, so it will chop up your potatoes like French fries. This is a reversible shredder. This is a whisk. And this is a slicer. Now, this is really cool. It has an adjustable dial on it, so you can adjust the dial, and the slicer will lift or lower depending on how thick you want your slices. So this is for cheese and other great things like that. So if you buy a block of cheese and you'd like to slice it, this is what you would use. I'm going to start by testing out the slicing blade because I have been dying to try it out. I'm always making things like apple crisp or scalloped potatoes, and this blade will make quick work of any vegetable like that. I have the dial set to almost 5. If you take a look at it, that's pretty wide. Okay, so we're going to try to slice up some apples. Turn on the power. And a digital screen comes up. You can adjust the time, so you don't even have to stand over it if you don't want to. You can adjust the time and let it work on its own. Having never used this food processor before, I was a little unsure as to how to lock it into place. So if you do struggle with that, just keep in mind that it will lock into place this way. The top bucket has to be just slightly off center where that align button is. As you can see, there's a lock button and an align button, and you can line them up and then rotate it slightly, and it will lock into place. So there you have my sliced apples. I've just peeled some potatoes, so we're going to give the French fry disc a try. It turned out great, but they're a little small, so I'd recommend that you use larger potatoes and cut them lengthways. I wanted to test out the mini grinding bucket, so I decided to make some espresso powder. You need to roast your espresso beans in the oven for around an hour, and then you can grind them. I used the mini grinding blade, and I popped the mini bucket inside the larger food processing bucket. It crushed up the beans quite well. As you can see, there was a little bit of spillage from the small inner bucket to the outer bucket. I think that if you really want to make it into a fine powder, you either have to let it work for quite a long time, or you have to use a conical burr grinder. This would be a great consistency for chopped nuts, so it would do a great job on that, but it doesn't grind things into a powder the way that a burr grinder would. I used the ground beans in a chocolate cake recipe, and I wanted to make a chocolate cake with the food processor, as it has that large S blade that is supposed to mix up everything. In the instruction booklet for the Breville Sous 16 Pro, it says to add all of your wet ingredients first and then add your dry ingredients. So while you can use the funnel to add the wet ingredients, I just poured them all into the bucket and did a few pulses every time I added something new. You add the flour and the cocoa and the sugar all last, and then you can put the lid on and just hit start and let it run. The batter was pretty bubbly, but you can take the food processor bucket off and you can tap it on the counter a few times to get rid of the bubbles, or you can get rid of the bubbles after you pour it into your pan. And as you can see, the cake turned out great. I really liked using the Breville Sous Chef. It does everything that a stand mixer can do, plus it chops, grinds, and it will also julienne or make French fries, anything like that. And it's so easy to use. You just pop on the bucket and add a blade and you're ready to go. Most all of the parts of the Breville Sous Chef are dishwasher safe, and everything cleans up really well. I did give them a small buff after they came out of the dishwasher because there was a few spots, but other than that, it was very easy to clean them. That's it for my look at the Breville Sous Chef 16 Pro. You can see my full written review on Best Buy Canada's blog. Thanks for watching.